Well, dealers who lost their franchises when Chrysler filed for bankruptcy are filing a court motion of their own now to reverse the dealer rejection order and get answers as to why their franchises, even some very successful ones, were closed.
Jim Anderer is one of those dealers. He joined us now. Jim, what do you think?
Well, what I think is I was very fortunate to find this law firm, Leo D'Onofrio and Steve Pidgeon, world-class attorneys, to take on this case. This rejection order that was put forth by Judge Gonzalez was illegal from the conception of it. There's no basis in law for it. I got together with a bunch of other dealers who still had the wherewithal to mount an action, a motion. We finally got it filed on Christmas Day, by the way, which was kind of ironic. It's quite a Christmas present for us, for the entire nation, I might add. And it's great. I mean, I think we're going to succeed. I think we're going to win.
But, Jim, some dealers have been, and you included, have been so badly treated that they say if Chrysler was to come back on bended knees begging us to be dealers for their company again, we'd say no.
David, you're absolutely correct. And let me tell you this, that Congress just passed a bill, an arbitration bill, and Obama signed it. He finally admitted he was initially wrong when he backed these terminations. All right, I actually give him credit for that, but he devastated hundreds of thousands of American families in that initial analysis, which was just devastating. But I got to tell you that right now, Chrysler dealers, a lot of them don't want to come back. They don't even want to be dealers. So the arbitration is only going to help very, very few dealers. My action is to help everybody. We're going after damages. Okay, we're going after the first lien holders. We're actually,
damages against whom, by the way? Because UAW owns more than 60% of Chrysler right now.
It's not against new Chrysler. We can't touch those guys right now. This is going after old Chrysler, the guys who walked away with some of their money.
Yeah. Well, Jim, how should the situation have been handled from the outset?
Oh, God, you talk about the initial bankruptcy? In the world I live in, you survive on your own merits, okay? You don't survive on bailouts. You don't survive on taxpayer money. I don't want your money to save my business. That's not the way things should be, all right? I was against the bailout. As far as I'm concerned, it was a bailout of a foreign entity, fiat, all right? They were throwing a bone to the UAW for getting Obama elected.
It's a hell of a bone, 60% of the company.
It's outrageous. It's insanity. It was $15 billion. And now I understand he just forgave $8.7 billion. Why would he forgive monies that's owed back to the taxpayer?
And meanwhile, the secured debt holders were totally screwed.
Exactly.
They thought that they had a piece of the company if it was broken up, and they were
that's
told,
what we're trying to do. We're
hit the
trying to
highway.
reverse this. We have the law on our side, and I think we're going to prevail. I mean, I got to tell you, Chrysler, the new Chrysler, as I'll call it, the Fiat with Marchionni, they're so diabolical. The few dealers that are out there who can actually come back, like I'm one of them, I can come back. I'm not sure I want to, but I'm going to go through the motions. I'm going to really try to come back and, be a player. But in any event, as soon as Obama signed that arbitration bill, those printing presses at Chrysler headquarters went crazy, putting dealers in business. All of those dealers, like the guy down the street from me, the guy down the street from the other guys, okay, the stolen dealerships were given away overnight. So this way they can open up, start selling cars immediately. Now when we go to arbitration, whoa, there's a guy across the street selling the same product. Why should I even bother? That's not dealing in good faith, okay? That's bad. That's being a real creep.
And who do you blame for it all?
Oh, God. I mean, it stems from Obama. I mean, it stems right from this guy with the misuse of...
Are you sure of that? It stems solely from the president?
No, not solely from him, but he's at the top. He's the captain of the ship, okay? He is ultimately responsible. He was the one who hired these auto task force guys, Ron Bloom and Ratner, all these Harvard MBA guys who can't run a taco stand, all right? All right, that's, I hope you're not Harvard MBAs, but...
Not I, Jim, not I.
But I got to tell you, man, I mean, this is what happened.
Yeah.
I blame him at the top, and it filtered its way on down to an outrageous misuse of power.
Okay.
Well, Jim, let us know what happens with the suit, because we're going to stay on top of the story. Jim Anderer, great to see you again. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys.
And speaking of cars, Gary B has been visiting some showrooms lately.